Hola y gracias por estar con nosotros en un nuevo programa de El Mundo. Esta vez vamos a conversar con el Dr. Mihail Eichmann acerca del retorno de las plagas.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on the El Mundo show. Today we're going to talk about the return of the pandemics. Dr. Leighton, thank you. I'm with you. Norma. Lately, it seems that the world was hit by plagues that came out of some historic book. For example, it's written in the Bible about the locust. They covered all the ground until it was black. They devoured all that was left after the hail, everything growing in the fields and the fruit of on the trees. Nothing green remained on tree or plant in all the land of Egypt. Turns out that Egypt, the current Egypt, is all over the world. And we want to add that there is a giant dust cloud coming from the Sahara Desert on its way, passing through the United States, Mexico, reaching Central America. And it's the biggest cloud registered in the past 50 years. Experts are talking about severe damage to the climate, agriculture, and many other things in those areas of the world. The question is, what's going on today? Is it somehow related to what's described in the Torah, and what is its purpose? Dr. Leighton, of course there's a connection. First of all, Egypt is not Egypt, but what we see on the map. Egypt is everything besides Israel, the entire egoistic world, where Pharaoh is king of the ego. And therefore, we're talking about how can a person get rid of his ego, come out of Egypt. That it comes from the Sahara, that there comes this cloud of dust, great big cloud of dust, sand to South America, first of all to North America, then to South America. It's really a shame to hear about these things, but these are things that will soon happen to the entire world, in the entire world, also in relation to the locust and other problems. In short, we are facing the 10 plagues as they happen in Egypt, and ahead of us there are years and years until we will understand that we have no choice, but that we have to escape our ego. That's called running away from Egypt. It's not physical. It's something emotional, mental, that we have to run away from our ego until we escape, until we calm things down. Nature will calm down, and then we will reach a good state, but not before that. Ahead of us, there's the entire world, not only the United States and Brazil or wherever this cloud reaches, but we're talking about the entire world. Norma, not long ago, there was an earthquake in Mexico. It was stronger than 7 on the Richter scale, and I have family in Central America, and they say that they feel really helpless. They feel helplessness. What do we do? What do we do with this feeling of helplessness? What does nature want from us? Nature wants for us to answer this question. What are we living for? What do we want from life? Do we want to remain as we were and keep on living without any understanding of what are we living for, how to live? Nature wants for us to grow. Nature wants for us to become human beings. Adam, in Hebrew, a human being, literally means to be similar to the upper force. So nature wants for us to understand the plan of creation. What kind of plan are we living in, and for us to facilitate this plan? I don't think that this is something that can be resolved by itself. The coronavirus is just the very first plague, after which, the very first blow, after which we will get many, many more blows until we will understand the plan of nature, and with the help of our knowledge, with the help of our intellect, and especially through realization, which is especially through our connection, will we be able to invert our evil nature and these blows for the better? Norma. In relation to that, if we're talking about these phenomena that are influencing Africa and other places, now there's also the locust that's coming to different countries, also in South America, Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, and they can move up to 150 kilometers a day. And the Agriculture and Food Committee of the UN defines it as the most destructive migrating blow in the world. Just to get a perspective, a cloud of 1 square kilometer of these insects can destroy crops that can feed 35,000 people. This gives us an example of what it means in terms of feeding the world, because this is really an area that exports crops to the entire world. And estimations say that more than 200 million people around the world will be on the verge of starvation due to these assumptions. The question is, why the corona and now this plague, why does it hit the most basic needs of the population of the world? Food. Dr. Lightman, look, we are living in a very special framework that's called nature. And our problem is that we're not relating any intellect or emotion to nature. We think that, it's something physical, something like this cup, like the moon, like the earth, We don't understand that behind all of this, there is a very special, tremendous, smart program. And this program is called the thought of creation. And this program is directing and activating and operating all of nature. And we are also a part of this program. As a part of it, like the still, the vegetative, and the animate. And we don't understand this program, and we don't care. We don't want to understand it. It's as if it's not putting any pressure on us. Now, because we have evolved to a state where we have to achieve this, the quality of nature, the program of nature, we are actually forced to understand it, to understand this program, and to become integrated in it, and to facilitate it, to control the entire world in an integral way. Unless we do it, we will find ourselves in a very unpleasant state of affairs. And so I'm actually happy that we've reached this state in the world where all people will have to understand that we have no choice. We have no way out. We have to understand where we're living, how, what for, how can we help nature become even more integral and global, and to behave in a good and nice way in relation to us. And how can we, human beings, also keep these things in a good and nice way? I really hope that we will do this This program is an open program. It's already revealed. And the wisdom of Kabbalah started becoming revealed in the past few centuries, and we Kabbalists are willing to open it and to explain it to everyone. And once we start using this program, we'll see how from one day to the next, nature is starting to calm down. And I really invite everyone to see these things, please. The thing is that this program activates all of nature gradually in order to bring humanity to a conscious understanding of what's going on. Norma, who's controlling this program? Dr. Lightman, it's nature in and of itself. No one has to control this. The program itself, which is called the thought of creation, is higher than anything else. It's a thought. Norma, if so, in what way can an individual influence this program? Dr. Lightman, any individual, if he studies and learns what this program is, if he agrees to it, even to some extent, he starts influencing it, and by that we mitigate all of the judgments of this program, and we bring the entire program, our planet, and the entire universe to a state of calm, to equilibrium. Norma, how can we do it? By the power of thought. Dr. Lightman, thought is the strongest force. It's like, suppose when you do some kind of work, first of all, you have a thought about it. Then you start clothing that thought into words and into sentences, and from those sentences you start writing and arranging these things until you reach a certain form of writing, sketches, up until it dresses or clothes in some matter. Thought is everything. Norma, because what we feel now is helplessness, as if we as humanity, we don't have the ability to change future that seems so grim. It's because we don't know how to turn to the matter. But suppose I, who I'm studying these things for the past 45 years, for me it's not a problem. I see that it is in our ability to understand the program, integrate in it, and this way to understand the whole of reality and bring the world to a state of good. In the times of ancient Egypt, Abraham too saw the plagues, and he saw going down to Egypt as an opportunity. Do you also see this as something positive? Because to mankind it doesn't seem as something positive. Dr. Lightman, I don't think that there is anything bad. Everything that happens for the better. And if somewhere we're missing out on the bad, we're missing the good, it's because we can't integrate correctly in this program. Then at least we learn from these blows. What do we have to do in order to use this next time for the better? So, for the first time, we're allowed to err, but there is no second time. That's already disregard toward the program, and then nature treats us differently. Norma, so the price that we're paying, this is the price we're paying for not understanding what nature is showing us, what we have to do? Dr. Lightman, it's not that we don't understand. What we're paying for is that we don't want to understand. If we couldn't understand, then that's something else, then we're not to blame. But it's nature that created us in such a way that we can understand these things and change our fate. If we don't change our fate, that is, it is in our ability to change, then we're already punished. Norma, and we don't want to do it. Why? Because it's more convenient not to change, or what? Dr. Lightman, we simply don't want to pay any attention to these things. We don't want to agree that there is something from above that controls us. But, hang out, live life like we used to. Therefore, now with the coronavirus that's coming, unless we pay attention to this, it will come back to us in the form of a very severe blow. Because according to the plan of nature, we're not supposed to behave the way that we're behaving. We're not supposed to lock ourselves in. We're not supposed to close businesses. The complete opposite. We're supposed to behave differently, but what can you do? That's our problem. We're really limited in terms of our intellect, and we lack the proper emotions. Norma, so we have to better explain our perspective to the world. Thank you very much, Dr. Lightman. Dr. Lightman, thank you.